It's true you destroy older games. I saw Mr. Moopy's Snooper maze earlier.
Excellent.
Oh, one of our top earners with the 30 to 45 demographic. Nostalgia is a powerful motivator, I found. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new here. My name is Death by Pony. Today we're hopping back into Arcade Spirit. So without further ado, let's hop in. I've actually been here before. I think my 6th birthday party was here. I barely remember it, but I think I had fun, maybe. But on entering it as an adult, my first reaction is, boy, this is a weird smell. A mix of chicken grease, beer, and sweaty kids. My second reaction is, geez, it's noisy, visually noisy, and sound type noisy. All the chaos of Vegas casinos is jumble of lights, bells, and whistle bangs. Once we acclimate to the new environment, we're escorted in and given a VIP Royal Value swipe card. No tokens, no quarters, just a card of indeterminate points to spend. We've got a little over an hour to kill before the meeting time to see what's what at this place. Breathe in that air, Ash. Can you smell it? I take a deep breath in and promptly start coughing. The smell of grease is so heavy my lungs suffocate. But why does the air taste like burnt oil? Because they rarely change the oil in the deep fryer. That's not the only food safety violation this place had either. Plenty of people got sick from the food poisoning. Perhaps one day someone will burn the food so bad that the place will be literally on fire, and then the smell will become a pleasant aroma. I wasn't that hungry anyway, but they can't outright poison people. Is Dekonami seriously that rich and powerful? I wasn't that hungry anyway. Deco Palace. Come for the arcade action, leave with horrible gastronomic ick. This is why if I have to play here, I normally bring my own food. But seriously, food safety is no laughing matter, Ash. That's how people die. The smell is giving me a headache. I'm going to wander off to the tournament area. It's farther away from the food and maybe I'll recognize someone. I suggest you see it while you're here. See why I hate this place. I'll be over by the esports tournament arena. I suggest dropping by. If not, I'll catch up with you later. Okay, some time to kill, but not that much time to kill. I'll need to be choosy. What do I want to check out while waiting for my dinner date with Destiny? Let's get a drink. I'm thirsty as heck. I want to see what sorts of game they have. Sounds like there's a tournament going on. Let's watch. Let's see what games they have. I decided to focus on trying to find games, like actual games. Except the whole place is basically full of slot machines. They're in different shapes, sizes, and colors. None have traditional one-armed bandit-looking void running afoul of legal issues, but they're still slot machines. Every game here has maybe a single button to stop a wheel or a colored light or try to line up the dots or something. The really complex ones, 3 buttons.
Listen!
Hold me up above your head. Huh? I'll visual scan, silly. Look for games you might be familiar with. With a shrug, I hoist my phone high in the air. The flash goes off, and I resume looking at Iris sitting in my screen.
Please enjoy this recorded music.
Processing. Please wait. Enjoy this recorded music. Oh, actually, let's skip the music. That didn't take long. Good high bandwidth public Wi-Fi here in my cloud processors. I'm seeing lots of driving and shooting games, easy for casual players to pick up and play. Over the esports section, there's dancing games and Fists of Discomfort. We got all those things too, but I'm not seeing any joysticks. Is a game defined by having particular input devices? Well, no, not really, and I know most modern games are touchscreen based and so on, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like an arcade without a stick or two. Oh, I found something back section over there with green light. Heading that way. I weave my way through the crowd, past endless color cyclers, ticket games, past crane games, past light stackers, past games based on popular game shows, and find Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. I'm going to have to tell Percy about this when I get back. He'll be happy to know there's more than one Moopy in this neighborhood, except... Wait, it's only got one button, no joystick at all. Researching, one moment. Curiously, I swipe my card through the clot and push the button. And Moopy runs the maze by himself, or tries to anyway, before running headfirst into a monster and dying. Machine spits out 3 measly tickets and suggests I swipe again for another try. Moopy's Snooper Maze, created in 2000X. A company bought the expired rights to Moopy brand and developed a game of chance with it. Well, shit, that's weak. A teenager puts her Deco playing card on the cabinet and taps me on the shoulder, drawing my attention. Hey, I'm calling next, Kay. Yeah, whatever. Knock yourself out. Thanks. I'm the master of this game, you know. The master. Key is the time when you push the button. You'll avoid the nasties that way. It's not great for tickets. No, not great, but it's Mr. Moopy. So that's cool, yeah? Old school, represent. She extends a fist to me, and I look awkwardly at her for a second before I realize I'm supposed to fist bump. I've yet to play a real Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, the real deal, and he always wanted to. You should come down to the Funplex. We got one. I'm the event coordinator there. I'll be happy to accompany you to a few tokens. We've also got High Score Chaser who can offer tips. Tap phones with me. I'll send you the address. Seriously? Yeah. You're cool for an old person. Super cool. Old? I'm barely 10 years older than this kid, but whatever. We clink phones, exchanging business cards via Bluetooth. You know, my crew used to go to this little arcade on the other side of town, till Deco Palace bought it out and scrapped all the games. Now it's all kid stuff for kiddies. My hopes for this business meeting now sinking. So, did he sell off all the classic games? Nah, he scraps them, trashes them. Saw leftover smashed up bits of Miss Pack behind the place in a dumpster.
Man, this sucks.
It's a fucking shame the way the old man always 86's unwanted games. Guess he does not want competitors getting their hands on him. No, sir. She gives a shrug. Can't say I like it, but what can you do? That's life. I mumble a thank you, then wander off a bit dazed. I think I've had enough of the retro game abattoir for now. Where to next? Let's go see what tournament is going on, because I don't want to risk tasting their food. Because if they're not cleaning their fryers, they're not cleaning the fountain. I worked at Subway for 2 years, and my least favorite part of the night was sitting there and scrubbing all the individual nozzles, disinfecting them, cleaning the machine, and putting everything back on. The sound of it, there's a big tournament running in the dedicated esports section near the back. I wander through the games to join the crowd. Okay, I'll admit to being impressed. They got no fewer than 10 Fistages Comforts machine, all of them occupied by players in pro team jerseys and jackets. The crowd's red hot, cheering on their heroes as back and forth resources battle for the world's most popular fight strategy game plays up before them. Although the banter hanging above does make me shudder. Deco Palace presents the Choco Energy Max Power Quench and Pizza Yum's Friday Night Fisting.
When you have pizza on a bagel.
See, even these gamers know that when pizza's on a bagel, you can... Oh god, please, no. I haven't had one of those in weeks, not since I started being able to afford real food. You just don't appreciate the sublime majesty of combining two of the great bread-related snacks products into one hybrid masterpiece. Hang on, I sense a disturbance in the crowd. What was that? I call hacks, you cheater. Two competitors step away from their games, start shouting and shove each other. I hope this doesn't escalate. And now it's a full-on fight, like an actual awkward grappling punch fight. Yeah, kick his ass. Don't take any of that shit from him. Destroy that motherfucker. Violent altercation detected. Do you want me to call emergency services? Deco Palace has a security guards. They should be able to handle this. The two gamers both flail wildly at each other. One swinging actually makes contact, blood dripping down the corner of a mouth. Wow. Escalation quickly. Any second now. Except these people with black shirts have security printed across their chests. Just stand there letting it happen. No one is doing anything to stop this. The crowd is eating it up, feeding off the cutthroat energy. Only after half a minute of this nonsense does the security actually step in. Much to the crowd's dismay, the two angry gamers are still cursing and kicking as they're finally pulled apart. Wow, tough crowd.
Nope, no way.
And that's one of the many reasons why I hate Deco Palace events. And 4HK has decided to never come here again. This whole place is a pit of fucking toxic masculinity. Losing the game? Time to roll aggro IRL. Right in someone's face. Gotta prove you're a real man. Most people I know aren't ragey bastards. Hate playing here. There have been incidents, harassments, disrespect. It's fucking awful. If the payouts were so ginormous, pros would completely avoid this place. Unfortunately, this is where big actions are. Big actions equals big money. Ugh. What? Can't handle a little competition? Can you get workman's comp if you get glass? How is that toxic masculinity? I'm gonna crack a joke. I'm a Mr. Funny Man. So if someone smashes a beer glass in your face, does that count as workplace energy for insurance purposes? I can throw down in court just as hard as I throw down in thought. I don't need to be wasting my time there as far as I'm concerned. I'm judge, jury, and executioner. Frankly, when L7 made me attend one of these events, I just speak up about it, but they kept me quiet, hushed me with the threat of termination. L7 didn't want to be involved. They didn't want to speak up against the biggest esport venue in the nation. Felt it best to stay quiet. Bullshit. Ugh, I'd rather not be here right now. I'll catch up with you later. I should probably get out of here before the next punch is thrown. Now what? Actually, the meeting is right around the corner and no more time to explore. After seeing a little bit of what Deco Palace has to offer, I'm still stuck to the plan. The Funplex has way more kind and caring spirits than this place, and I don't see Deco really embracing our ideals. Beep beep, Ash. It's now 7 p.m. sharp. Deco Nami is waiting for you. Is that time already? Time sure flies when you're having fun investigating. I quickly send a text to Queen Bee before nervously wrangling my sweaty hands together. I let the sound and sights of Deco wash over me, and I retreat deep within myself. Francine comes to mind as I remind myself of what she told me on my first day.
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
No doubt you'll find yours as well. It gives me a momentary respite, and I smile. I know exactly what must be done, and I'm going in there and do it. I only end up waiting a minute or two before I was reunited with Queen Bee. While having to introduce ourselves, the staff swoops in anticipating our arrival and ushers us further inside the restaurant. We're treated like royalty as they pull out our chairs for us, and we sit down at our reserved table. Amongst the families huddled around ginormous plates of pizza, chicken tenders, we stick out like a sore thumb. An actual linen tablecloth drapes our table, accompanied by fancy little candles to set the mood, I suppose. A nice bottle of champagne on ice and a carefree and a caraffe of cucumber lime infused water also sits before us. Deco apparently spares no expense, at least not with his special guests. You should try the double-decker Deco burger. Your arteries will harden just looking at it. Not sure I can stomach that. I'm too nervous about the meeting itself. Ooey gooey, cheesy, greasy bacon, sweaty blood patties dripping with Deco's special sauce. And now I can feel the bile slowly crawling up my esophagus. Now you know exactly how I feel just being here. Since I'm obviously not thrilled being here, I'm going to sit back and play cool as I drink as much champagne as they throw at us. But you want me to lay it on them, really stir up some shit? You just tag me in. I'll be waiting on the ropes. Done and done. Once again, the staff takes care of our needs as our food is delivered promptly, faster than the other families seated here, who have been waiting some time, judging by the expansive crayon working on the kid placemat. Not surprisingly, we get a few side glances our way, but before any of us can chow down, the man of the hour arrives. Ash Linger.
It's an honor to break bread with you.
Why does he feel like a mobster? Likewise. Okay, so he's a bit of an over-the-top 1920s mob boss. Despite a lack of fedora, clearly he likes showing off his money. But still just an ordinary guy in an expensive suit. When I pictured the grandiose poobah of Deco's palace, I pictured someone more like, well, Hamza, I guess. Hamza, sorry. He offers a simple smile and a nod of his head as we begin. It's a shame Miss Francine couldn't join us. I was looking forward to enjoying her sweet smile once more. But that said, I'm always happy to meet with, Queen Bee. You might have heard of me. I'm one of the 4 Heavenly Kings. I've heard of much of your young organization. I'm interested to see if you can supplant your former master at L7 Gaming.
I take it Francine has kept you up to speed and explained our prior meetings to you?
Yeah, she mentioned you wanted to buy the Funplex and that she's politely declined.
Courteous woman she is. Now, I don't feel I need to waste your time with the facts and figures illustrating why Deco's Palace is and always has been the premier family entertainment arcade. Both of you are intimately familiar with the arcade industry. You know how things are, how they'll always be. We are the 800-pound gorilla.
That's a big gorilla. Indeed. But that does not mean there isn't room for smaller, more boutique affairs such as the Funplex. Boutique, he says. I should probably feel insulted by that.
Let me explain.
Frankly, the winds of change are blowing. Smaller arcades need to move with the times or be swept aside. I want to help you evolve. What I'd like to propose is a change of ownership in return for a very generous compensation package, one Miss Francine can easily retire on the rest of her years. I would like to take over ownership of the Funplex to evolve it into a final form, Deco's Fun Zone. What's a fun zone?
Think about this.
A fun zone is a newer concept I've been trying at some of my smaller satellite locations. That's a both worlds scenario. Honestly, the Funplex is simply too limited inside to host the full Deco Palace experience of fun, family food, and excitement, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Instead of installing a restaurant or a bar, we simply focus on your strength, your games, become a center rather than a palace. We need to replace some of your outdated machines, of course, bring up to speed with the standards of excellent Deco Palace is known for, but overall I think this would be a win for all involved. And he sits back resting his hands on the knob of his cane, smiling away. Alright, I'm going to save here. Put it on page 9, the last slot. Simply because there is an achievement that you get from selling it. And while I will not be doing it on this run, I will be doing it on one of my own private runs for my achievement hunting. You guys I already have an achievement hunting run going on one of the other games I'm playing. I don't need to do it on 2 of them. I'm just not about to do that. And he sits back, resting his hands on the knob of his cane, smiling away. Okay, I have questions. And I have answers. Let's see if they match up. Your tournament seems a bit unruly. I saw a few players fighting over at the tournament. He laughs. Well, it's a fighting game, is it not? As in fighting each other with fists in real life. I take my crack security team intervene. Eventually, not before blood was drawn.
You understand.
We take safety very seriously at Deco's Palace. That includes the safety of our security workers. They are instructed not to intervene until it is safe to intervene for all involved. I trust them to make that call, and I'll note we've not a single legal action pending. I can see Tanvi is getting fired up as we talk, but before I'm able to redirect the conversation, she stands up, slamming her hands down on the table. It's no wonder why anybody wouldn't want to press charges. Pardon?
Come on!
Don't play coy. You get blackballed from Deco's Palace and you're out of some very major competitions. Anybody who complains gets banned. Care to explain what happened to Onslaught?
I don't follow.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that handle. She's a NorCal FOD player, Kami of the 4 Emily Kings, and she's a good friend of mine. She was one of your pending legal actions until you made it go away. Now she's banned from ever participating in a tournament. Not that she would want to anymore after how she was treated. My legal team only does what's necessary to uphold the law. I seriously hope you aren't insinuating that I don't treat all pro gamers with the utmost respect. Of course. Oh, of course not. Tanvi grows and crosses her arms, sitting back in her chair. Whatever Deco said must have hit a chord and diminished her voice for now.
As you like.
I see. Well, I'm more concerned with new business than old business. Mr. Langer, if you don't mind refocusing on the current events. How much creative control would we have? Let's talk creative control. I've been developing new sort of arcade events, competitions, other things to get people in the door. Will we still be able to direct our own affairs like that, even under charge of new ownership?
Let me explain.
Mr. Langer, obviously I value your expertise on these matters and would be happy to consult with you on the best direction of the fun zone. That's not answering the question. It's a matter of branding and image. There are certain standards and practices you'd need to adopt in order to truly be a part of the Deco family. Once you realize that, you'll understand more of how we run those kinds of events.
Capital.
It's nothing too onerous, and really we need to look at the bigger picture, the chances for growth and profit. Don't worry about such petty little things for now. What would happen to the staff? New management means new staffing. What about the staff we already have?
Good.
I firmly believe you have a long and storied career ahead of you in arcade management, Mr. Langer. I've heard nothing but good things about you from my various field scouts and contacts, including how you disrupted my attempts to secure part of Donna Wood's hoard. The fact that you landed on my radar at all indicates your rising importance in our industry. You should be proud of that. Okay, that still doesn't answer my question. What about the others? Well, Mr. Cooper is a very careful accountant, so I'm certain he'd be welcome in the new facility, but we can hash out staffing later on, after settling the bigger picture questions. Is it true you destroy older games? I saw Mr. Boopy's Snooper maze earlier.
Excellent.
Oh, one of our top earners with the 30 to 45 demographic. Nostalgia is a powerful motivator, I found. Except it's nothing like Mr. Moopy's magic maze. Indeed, it's much better. Is it true that when you find a retro game, you simply destroy it, not repair, not restore, or even resell, but just scrap it? Certainly, why would I ever keep an old relic around?
Let me explain.
Arcade games are not a sacred treasure. They are commodities. Back in the 1980s, arcade owners, myself included, routinely junk or converted games. Have to keep earnings up. Old machines are not welcome. All they do is eat up floor space. The arcade scene must move ever forward, evolving into new forms. Classic retro IP reborn as new games.
Think about this.
True nostalgia could earn a few points off those old games, but the newer redemption games earn 10 times as much. Why bother? That's all the questions. That is all my questions. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, remember to hit like. That way I know you're enjoying the videos I'm making. Remember to subscribe. That way YouTube brings you back here to see what's next, and I won't take up any more of your time. Good day, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.